You are a little phoenix. This little guy, look at him. Isn't he cute? I love this deck. I love it so much. It's the little cryptid oracle. And you should definitely get it because, come on, look how cute he is. Anyway, we have a little story here. We have this little phoenix, you little phoenix, young, inexperienced, going through a pretty intense upheaval right now due to a fated event. And this is it's a spiritual awakening. It's a spiritual expansion. It's like a moment when the universe is calling and saying, hey, guess what? It's time for you to transform. It's like when your Pokemon gets to that point, you gotta it's gotta do its thing. So this is where you are in this place of rebirth. But this little phoenix, look how he's just a little guy. He does not have a lot of flames happening around him. He's got a few little bits on his head and stuff. There's not a lot of fire for a phoenix, and I mean they're a firebird after all, right? So little phoenix is resisting this change. And is pretty, honestly, I think it's terrifying, because if you've ever been through a spiritual awakening, and I have been through a few, your life just crumbles. Everything just goes the wrong way. And I swear to you, at this point, you keep thinking for the rest of your life, like, could I have done that any easier? And it is what it is. It's what you needed at the time. But this is a difficult situation, and we've got this upheaval with Nua here. And that upheaval surrounds a Queen of Cups in the reverse. And a lot of change. So changes have to be made here. I mean, when you're going through a transformation, changes are going to be made. That's what it's about. But there's a resistance to things changing. There's a fear of things changing. There's a fear of the future, of the unknown. And it's entirely based on past experiences. So it's not rational in that sense, because yes, you went through all of that stuff in your past. You're permanently living in the past then, and denying yourself the future, the different stuff, because you won't release the rest of it. And it is a hard thing to let go of, because this was somebody I think you wanted to build with. This was somebody that you had built with and had established with. And I don't know if this was romantic or not. And it's pretty nebulous in my readings most of the time, because you get enough love and relationship readings everywhere else. I'm more interested in helping you become a better you. We have also, along with the Jersey Devil change, we have Chupacabra, fulfillment, and Nessie, longevity. I think this is a situation that was something that you thought would bring you long-term fulfillment, obviously. This was a situation that you anticipated would, follow you to your later years and provide stability, love, care, family, whatever. And now things are changing, and people change, things change, things happen, and it is part of your awakening here, because there's some lessons that need to be learned. Three of Cups just revealed itself there. There's some lessons that need to be learned about what cups where are we putting our time and our energy and our attention and our love and our care? Because this sure doesn't look like a place where I would want to do that. You know, there's so many snakes. There's snakes all over the Eight of Swords. There's snakes all over the Seven, and that just ended. That alone says to me, you know, Eight of Swords, holding yourself back because of somebody else's lies. Somebody's not honest. You know, this is not a great situation. This is a lot of lies. This is a lot of dishonesty. This is a lot of backstabbing. This is a lot of hurtful behavior. And the Knight of Swords. It's a lot. And, you know, little Phoenix, you've been defending yourself against this instead of allowing for the transformation. And let me clarify what the hell there they are. Death on the bottom of the deck. Things will and do change. Things can change in very uncomfortable and painful ways. Spiritual awakening, spiritual expansion is very tied to this. And so we have this whole mess here of something that we thought was going to bring us long-term stability. Meanwhile, little Phoenix is over here watching this Empress, who's also kind of like, hey, what's up? I would like to find out more about that. It's so cute. Look at them looking at each other. How cute. Look at that. She's like, hey, sweetie. And he's like, oh, I did not see you there. How cute is it? There's something really cute about it. There's something really cute about it. Tell me more about that. And the observer, the Dark Watcher has his back turned to this, you know, watching the Empress while all of this is going on in the background behind him, you know. Nine of Cups, well, you know, this is about where attention goes and flows, right? Where our attention and our intention goes and flows. And the situation over here with the Empress is it's Nine of Cups. It's a lot of good stuff. A lot of people call that a wish fulfillment card. Well, you got a Nine of Pentacles with it too. So that's a lot of security and stability. Two of Cups. Oh, look. See, now the snakes aren't lying to each other. They're working together. That's really nice. We have the Chariot. So this has the potential to move forward at a nice, steady, balanced pace. But what else do we have here? We have a Knight of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, and a Hanged Man. This situation here, so there's a reluctance to transform. There's a reluctance, I think, to let go of this situation that one once thought was going to bring you fulfillment and all sorts of stuff. Oh, you want a part two? I'm going to do a part two. This is almost 10 minutes. Follow for part two. Okay, this is part two. So, as I put those down, these guys fell on that Queen of Cups in reverse debacle there. And that is a Queen of Cups reverse. I didn't mention that. Queen of Cups reverse. So you know, something we thought maybe was stable and loving and caring, and what it actually turned out to be was somebody who is the opposite of that. And there may be some, there may be some love, there may be some appreciation for this person who, it does not have to be a romantic relationship. This can be a business relationship. This can be a friendship, dealing with some sort of hobbyist group, who knows. Regardless, this situation was really hard to balance. The situation was really hard to keep in balance. And while there was some, love and appreciation, and it seemed like, good feelings between people, that clearly was more of a mask. And so we're in this place now where we want things to be equal, we want things to be even, and they're not. It is not in balance. So what can we do here? Because at the same time, we have this Ace of Wands and Hanged Man. There has been a perspective shift here. As we deal with this Dark Watcher and the Empress, which is really cute, and their little Nine of Cups that they've got, and Nine of Pentacles that they got going on there. Two of Cups, the Chariot. I mean, it looks like a really wonderful, balanced situation, but there is something that feels like it's stopping you from seeing the passion and the truth and all of that in the situation. Or somebody's perspective has been changed on this. Maybe because of the upheaval that's going on in the background. What do we have? Hey, look. That Death card came out. Oh. I think somebody's perspective changed. Because somebody just cut it off. And it's crazy. I don't think this Empress and Dark Watcher, I don't think they're connected in any way. I think there's clearly something's been cut off here. This is not, we're back to more of those swords, Nine of Swords. We're back to this situation where it's like we're hiding our feelings. We are anxious about things. The Devil. The snakes again. There's a lot of entanglement with this situation. And there's a lot of lies. There's a lot of deception happening. There's a lot of emotional instability with this Queen of Cups in the reverse. And it's just, if you've ever dealt with somebody who is deeply emotionally immature, and, unregulated or whatever, dysregulated, you can argue with them all day. You can weave these intricate webs of reasoning and logic and blah, 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 blah. And you're never going to get anywhere. You're never going to get anywhere because that is how that works. That's how their brains work. That's how everything works for them. And there is no, I said this before, there's no magic conversation that is going to suddenly make somebody who is that unhealed heal like that, because they can't. They literally cannot in that instant. This takes time and effort, but it is really, you are wound up, little phoenix, in this very, very heavily. And it's causing you a lot of anxiety, and it is the main reason for all of these swords. This is a lot. This has to be really draining. This has to be sucking the life out of you. And I empathize, because spiritual awakenings are not easy. But, if there was any advice, you gotta stop arguing. You need to let go of what, if you can, you can't change the way that somebody is. And unfortunately, we found out how somebody is. And this was like, maybe we just started a new project, or we just started something new with somebody, and it was supposed to go really well. And now it is not. This is really heavy. So, if you're resonating with this and you're here in part 2, let me just take a moment to, with your consent, you don't have to receive this if you don't want, bringing in some healing energy from the divine. And it is just coming from my heart space to yours. Filling up your heart space, surrounding you in a warm bubble of unconditional love. Because this is really heavy. This is a lot. And I want to come right back to the top here, the Phoenix. Resisting the transformation. You know, the Phoenix is supposed to light on fire, right? Turns into flames and is born from those flames. And it's not comfortable. And a lot of things in life are not comfortable. And our job isn't to avoid the things that aren't comfortable. You know, that's our instinct, of course. But we are beyond our instincts. Our job is to learn and grow and change. And in order to do that, we have to work through the discomfort and sit with it and be in that. Because if we didn't, nothing would ever change. And you are being asked to change. And this feels really, really, really heavy. And what I can say is resistance is making this a lot worse. Resisting letting go, or trying to hold on to everything, or trying to manage everything is too much. And is creating more trouble. So let me say this. Ask yourself, what really do I need to worry about? And carve that down to essentials. Really carve that down to essentials and make sure that that's all about you. If you have family or something and you need to include them in that, that's great. Not anybody who's adversarial to you right now. You need to focus on you. You need to focus on really figuring out what is essential, what isn't, what is worth your time and energy, what's just sucking and draining it. And I think you know what is sucking and draining it. You feel really trapped. Pick these up again. There's one from the bottom. Oh my God. You feel really trapped. This is the thing I love about this deck, right? We have the devil. We have the lovers. Look, the snake is still there. Look at that. These lies have been going on for a long time. And things have turned bad. When things go bad like that, this is a lot. This is a lot of swords. I feel like you need to just leave this in the past. If there's advice coming in from spirit that I'm hearing right now, it's you got to let this go. And refusal to let this go is making this a lot worse than it should be. Five of Wands. Just arguing. It's the endless argument. It's the trying to move an immovable force. You know, you can't force somebody to be reasonable. You can't. And so you have to then just say, you know what? This person isn't reasonable. They're not going to work things out with me in a reasonable way. There's no way we can talk this out. There's no way that we can work this through and accept that as a truth. You know, whatever the reason is, whether they can't or won't, the end result is the same. You end up stuck here in this churning mire of pain and destruction, and you need to get out of it. And this Empress over here with all of these nines, holding that wand and a brand new cup. You get to choose here. You get to choose. This isn't fate is the transformation. Fate is the spiritual awakening. Fate is all of this muck and mire, which honestly you knew about a lot of these lies and deception from the beginning. You may not have been honest with yourself at the time. You may still be struggling to be honest with yourself now. You can argue until the cows come home, until pigs fly, until hell freezes over, and this will not change. When something has run its course, it's run its course, and Spirit is advising you to let go of this, and I think probably has been giving you some really big signs of that. You need to burn away what needs to go. Allow it to burn away, allow it to drop, and burn the bridges. Sometimes there's no fixing the things, and you just have to get rid of it. 10 of Wands. I know it's a lot. And there, I think you're still carrying forward some of lies and deception with you. In the sense that this mess has been a burden, and it is a burden you're carrying forward with you right now. Your job is not to sit there holding this burden and feeling miserable. Your job is to relieve yourself of this burden and move forward. And this is what Spirit wants you to do. Judgment, 2 of Wands. And I think even independent on your own. This is something, success comes through walking away. Not fighting the battle, but leaving the battle. Putting an end to it without any more fighting. You know what I mean? It's time to put your foot down and move away from it. And the longer that you sit and wait, the worse this upheaval is going to get. It is not going to improve, and it cannot be talked out. Some people are just at that point of being unreasonable. And they may or may not be able to see that at some point in the future. But the point is here, you're being torn apart. This is really heavy. This is not the situation you want to be in. It's not going to change from having conversations. It's time to walk away. It's time to do what you need to do to cut off whatever it is that's really, really hurting. Get yourself separated and distanced from it and go off on your own. Now, whatever is waiting for you on, once you take your 2 wands and go wander off into the distance is up to you. But the longer you sit here and wait, and the fact that you already put an end to, this Empress here has already been cut off. There was a death there. The longer you sit here, nothing's going to resolve anyway. Who knows if that's going to resolve, but you're never going to find that out by continuing to futz around with stuff that is going to do nothing but bring you more misery and pain. Sunk cost fallacy. Here we go again. Stop investing in things that are literally draining your time, attention, energy, life force, joy. It's not worth it. There is no magic point in the future where that's going to get better. It should be able to be here now. It's only this moment that we have right now. And if it's not enough now, it won't be enough. So allow this. I know it hurts. It's already hurting. Let it continue. Let it fall apart and move forward on your own. And you will do a beautiful, beautiful job. Okay. Again, I got 4. You're going to do when you do this, move forward away from all this nonsense that you know is no good for you. We got Queen of Wands. She looks pretty cute. Six of Pentacles. You know, things do become balanced. It's an even give and take. A lot more peaceful too. I hope you do the right thing. It is always up to you. Take care.